going? It's Grant
and Shelby
with the Garden of Eater, and today we are going to talk about the International Shrimp Contest, the North American International Shrimp Contest, and our trip to North Carolina for the Aquatic Expo, Shelby's Aquascape. There was just so much going on this weekend, and of course, we're going to get to all y'all shrimp questions and everything else like that. We also have a little giveaway for tonight, just a little sneak peek. No, it's a orange eye blue tiger shrimp painting from Sam Scales. There also is something else. I'm going to save that reveal for a little bit later, though, but just a little tease. But I figured it'd be best to start off with the results for the North American International Shrimp Contest. I placed 3 times out of 8 or 9 categories, and then Shelby did not place.
We didn't have to talk about that.
But there is some ups to what she did enter that she was not expecting. So let's start it off with category 1. This is the Neo category. I entered 2 groups. Shelby entered a group. My group scored high enough. I was happy. It competed against almost all of the rest of the Americans and did really well. It just lost to one group from the Americans, and that was Shelby's group. So Shelby's group of red cherries beat my group and also my yellow neos.
We tied. It was 8.5.
No, yours was 8.55.
Oh.
You're beating me.
Okay.
Yeah. She got the highest score out of any of the Americans for the neo category. So that was quite a task, quite a defeat, because I think you got like 4th or maybe 5th, and there was one person who got like 1st and 3rd or 1st and 2nd in that category and in the next category, which is Neocaridina. So they obviously got some ponds outside, and they don't use any like shade cloth or anything like that. I was told that they just put them underneath trees, and they don't have to worry about the dragonfly larva. Like, I guess they don't have an issue with dragonflies like we do. They still have them, but not nearly as many. Like, you can walk into my backyard at 12 o'clock at any given day and see like 15 dragonflies just up in the air, just like looking for somewhere to lay their eggs. So I'm just hoping they're in like the hot tub and not finding a way into the shrimp pond. So we do keep our ponds covered, but maybe that's affecting their size a little bit. The blues were still not that big. The shrimp that were massive were the ones with the back line. That continues to be true. And then we move into category 2. I entered my red really blue body. I think the size wasn't quite on them because the shrimp that won was size. And Neocaridina category, the size is still pretty high amount of points on the score. So, you all right?
Yeah, I just heard a weird sound.
You're not used to the bubbles in the house now. You've been gone for too long.
It's just a weird sound when it was just weird. It was like, oh, I think it's the turtle tank bubbles.
I might be getting some guppies, huh? We just threw in all the guppies that didn't sell at the show. It was only one bag, so it wasn't a lot, but those are the same guppies that we have been feeding our Mata turtle. They're just not feeders.
Yeah, funny story about the fire red cherries too. They've been in my display tank for the Florida State Fair, and then I also took that tank to Aquashella, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. These, fire red cherries are really pretty, but I'll just leave a couple in the tank and then drain it and refill it. So those things are like hardy as can be. Someone definitely won those in the raffle too, because they raffled those off. So someone got those in the raffle. I'm hoping it's one of the people that came and said that they won shrimp from us. So that would be cool. But yeah, they were really cool. But they were small, so I really didn't think they would place. They looked big in my tank here, and I was laughing when we got to the show that my shrimp look so small compared to some of the international competition because their shrimp was twice the size of mine. But because of my coloration on my shrimp, 3 of them in particular were so deep red and like full color, full leg color, and then it had the back line that was also like a pinkish back line. They were all like coherent, so it helped, even though that the shrimp were smaller. So I think that's the only reason I got a little bit of a higher score. We found that out in this whole contest. It seemed like that a lot of the smaller shrimp were still scoring pretty good because of their consistent coloration on it.
I think perfection was looked at more than size for this contest, where the other international contests and the American contest, a lot more portion of the score is size. So we'll cover a little bit more of that also moving on forward. Anything in chat revolving the
happy birthday vibes?
Oh, happy birthday vibes! Cheers! Definitely worth interrupting for that.
Jail Aquatics asks, y'all have a good time in Charlotte. Probably one of the best shows that we've been to. Besides it starting off really rocky.
But we had a great time. But since it's Vibes' birthday, I would like someone to drop Vibes' Fish Fam link down in the chat and have people go on over there and show Vibes some love and subscribe to his channel. I know he does a couple live streams and has some great videos. So show him some love. Happy birthday, Vibes. And then welcome to the team. I can't read it right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, too dim.
No,
I'm
my
sorry.
eyes. It's
the glare. Yeah, welcome to Team Fisk. Thank you so much for becoming a Neo Caradina member. I still have yet to fix the membership videos. So as soon as I get on those, hopefully I'll get you. But please email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com. A couple, and you'll get, I'm so sorry, I'm spacing, trying to think of 2 things at once. You'll get your membership sticker and your membership only discount to our website, tgoeshrimp.com. And get that to us, and we'll get it out as fast as we can. But that brings me to my other point, is that the last week giveaways that won the Green Jade, no, not the Green Jade, the Blue Dream painting and then Sam Scales painting still have yet to reach out to us by email. Please remember to do that so we could send that out.
Oh, no. Yellowstone messaged me on Facebook, so that might be the problem.
Yeah. Okay, send that to our email.
You might want to email us just to double check, but just remember, I got to go back to Yellowstone and message him.
Okay.
There's been a lot going on, so we moving on to category 2. I'm gonna be all over the place tonight. We've had I've had 10 hours of sleep since we left here in Florida and got back. So I'm a little spacey, but category 2 was the really Neo category. I entered I already went over this, didn't I? The red really blue body, and I didn't place. Size got me. Category 3 was the super crystals. There I was definitely the biggest, but that's where the perfection kind of took in. And I'll be honest, I knew straight out of the rip with that category that I was not going to place because the coloration and the pattern on all of the other shrimp were much nicer than mine. I will say that this is the one category out of the entire contest where I feel like the actual competition got harder, and the quality of all of the shrimp in that contest were actually nicer than the actual international contest that we had in Jersey. But the rest of the categories I feel like were lacking a little bit. There was some other competitions and other things going on that, maybe they didn't send in the A team. So we got the B and C teams from Taiwan, and there wasn't also 150 tanks. There was only 100 tanks, so not a lot of room for that much more competition. So the quality was still there, though. But this that category in particular was a lot harder, and I got whooped. I'll admit it. My shrimp were the biggest, but
wasn't good competition, but I got whooped.
Size did not matter.
Christy, quick question. I want to change color of substrate in tank. 2 years established. Can I put on top or take all out and start over?
All right. So I would go ahead and start all over, just because the substrate's going to kind of mix, and you're always going to end up with that other kind of substrate on top. Starting over, though, is kind of a pain, especially if you have a fully established tank for 2 years. So if you don't want to have to do all that and pull out all the livestock and then recycle the tank, you could sprinkle some on top of the substrate, but I would just go slow. Don't do it all in one day. Maybe, every couple of days, every day, sprinkle a cup or so of the new color substrate over the top layer.
Diego said, hello from Chile.
Oh, welcome
it's so
to the
cool
stream.
when someone from out of the United States is watching us. It just blows my mind.
All right, so category 4, this was the crystal category. We run the American Shrimp Contest, and it happens, some people enter into 4 categories, and they go to catch their shrimp, and they've only got, a bunch of buried females, and they don't want to risk sending those in. So they don't, send in an entire category. Nick Teeter. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to happen, and you just don't want empty tanks. So I reached out to Therese, asked if she had any empty tanks that she needed to fill, and she said possibly 2 tanks. And then I think Skyfishes or Carbons, Green Jades needed tanks so they could be raffled off at the expo. And when that happened, my bag was no longer needed. So Shelby's bag, however, made it in, and she earned her spot as the American top scoring Neo. So my crystals, though, were kicked to the side. I thought I knew which crystal shrimp were in my tanks. I was wrong, but my shrimp were very similar to the ones that placed and did very well. They were not first place worthy, but I still might have brought in home an award with that. The shrimp contest, though, filled up way faster, and I thought I had my best chances with my pure black line instead of the pure red line. And I pretty much stole the pure black lines from Shelby. I forgot that she wanted those, and I've just been working. I pulled out all the really ugly ones and threw them onto this rack out here, and I just thought that I was working on that line and that they were mine to enter into the contest. And, well, I didn't place with them, and Shelby,
Okay.
I was going to give you full credit on stage in front of all of those people and be like, well, these were Shelby shrimp, and I stole them, so she gets partial credit as well.
It's funny because, you lose track of certain things. I don't, because I know specifically who they came from, because I was like, it's perfect. It's exactly what I want. My little cows, and they got their perfect little moss for their tank. And I don't know if Clemente ever watches this, but Clemente is the one they came from.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong. You're wrong.
What do I get for being right? Do I get to keep the shrimp if I'm right? Can I keep the shrimp when I'm right because I'm right? Because Uriel.
We got 2 different
Uriel.
ones. We have 2 different bags.
No, we never got. We got the orange-eyed red devils from Clemente and the pure black line from Uriel. No. You're wrong. Because Uriel's the one that gave us the Cameroon moss.
I won the scale prints last week. Can I send them to Vibes for his birthday? Of course, we will. I messaged Grant and we'll get that out. Night Owl Aquatics said, Grant and Shelby, great to meet y'all. Thanks for the plants. It was great meeting you too. It was so nice to see how many people came up and said they were subscribers. We had a little goodie to give away this time, so it was so nice to be able to do something like that.
Shelby asked what kind of moss is in it's Cameroon moss. She said, thank you. Tell her I said, no problem. It came from the pure black line tank.
That's funny.
So do I get the shrimp now?
I guess so.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll take the shrimp out here,
Joel
and you
Jennings
can keep the shrimp
wants
in the
to know
tank.
what super crystals are.
All right, so super crystals are full crystals, front to back, head to toe, all one color. There is striping on the face, and then bars in the middle of the shrimp. They have the 1 or 2 stripe crystals, and then what is more sought out for is the just face, and then the head is the only one that has the same color as the just bit of the tail, and then the rest of the body is either full red or full black, and those would either be Grim Reapers if they're black, or Santa hats if they're red. And then so for the pure blackline crystal group with category 5, the reason why we didn't win them again, ours were the largest, and I thought the white coloration and the pattern and everything like that was on point. I looked at the other shrimp, and I actually thought the ones that won the contest were like completely not even competition. And boy, was I wrong. But when the judges explained it and the size and everything like that and the point score, I didn't know what the judges' score sheets were going into it. Just with every other contest with size being such an important part, I didn't think that the small crystals were going to win in that category. Also, I didn't think that the dots on the head were the same size or the stripes on the back matched up. But what the judges took into way more consideration was I had these tiny little stripes on the actual bottom of the shrimp. And one of them had 1 stripe, and then 2 of them had 2 stripes. And I don't even know if they looked at the other shrimp in the tank or what happened, but they were explaining that those stripes, period, were not good to have. That those were basically breaks in the pigment altogether and not actual stripes. And so those stripes got me points off. So I understand now. I have, Shelby has slightly smaller pure black lines in that tank that I could have entered that didn't have those breaks in them, and I went back and looked at them in the tanks, and I felt like we could have entered those with the same dots and the same stripes as the ones we entered, just not as large, and we would have, competed very well in that category. So
Sultan said, "Are judges tougher in the international level?"
I don't know about that, because there was a judge at the last American contest that was very well appropriate. Eric Lucas is a judge for the international contest and the American contest. So I think he is going to be just as thorough and tough in both. That's why we love to have Eric as a judge. And then I think that was the Bloomfield's first time judging. So they only had 2 judges for each category. I'm not a big fan of that, but it is 100 tanks to be judged, and we've never had to deal with that. So it did, leave it open so that there could be ties or stuff like that. That's why I like having 3 judges. Odd numbers just work out a little bit better for us. So.
Passing message, Grant and Shelby, my blue dreams and orange tigers that you sent me are doing great. That is wonderful to hear.
So then category 6 was the tiger category, and then we have that as the category that we have done, the best with at just about every single contest. We had 1 category or tiger entered at one of the American contests that didn't place. Besides that, we have placed pretty much first in that category every single time since the very first show. In fact, we had 2 of our orange-eyed black tiger shrimp make it to 5 different contests, survive almost, up until COVID. We had them for like 6.5 years, almost 7 years. So it was one of those shrimp that No, they actually survived after COVID because they entered the Orlando Shrimp Contest. But they were massive. They were every bit of an inch and a half. And then with the oh man, I'm sorry, thirsty. With the passing of them, though, we have had a whole new generation of offspring that have raised up to competition level since I guess the last time we competed was 2 years ago. They weren't quite as large as the ones that I've entered in the past, but they were still the largest. And in that category, I guess size really did matter because almost all of the shrimp looked the same. They were very hard to tell the difference between one or the other, and I knew which ones were mine just because they were a little bit bigger. So I was very happy to win that category. Still Tiger King. I also was looking at the other shrimp in the other category. I wish I had entered in there as well. The ones that won it in first place, those were definitely a competitor, but we do have the orange-eyed yellow tigers. I think those would have either taken that category or overall they would have taken the innovative category because there was nothing new in that. I don't think I'll cover that category, but there was nothing actually new in that category. They had moved not cobalt, but the ocean blues out of the blue steel, blue bolt, red steel category into the new innovative category. And that makes no sense because those are at least 3 years old. But because they've never been in a contest at North America before, I guess it was all right. But there wasn't really anything new. There was some greens in the contest. Sadly, those kind of got wiped out. But can I get the award? Thank you. Forgot all about it. We have not had time to get any rest. We got home, got all the shrimp put away, got all the fish put away, got all the plants put away, had some really good dinner, and we're going to do the live stream and then probably pass out and have some of the best sleep ever. But here it is, first place, the award for category 6, Tiger category. They said they were going to send me a Tiger King belt, so I'll wait for that. I'm just kidding. Then we have were these the black bees? Was this one? All right, I don't remember. I guess we did place third place in that category. And then the other category that we placed in is category 10. I think category 9 or 8 was the pinto category. I got fourth in that. I just came up short. Again, the size of my pinto shrimp was making a little bit of gap in the pigment. So once Carbon explained the gaps in the pure black line, I knew that the crystal black shrimp, oh man, that the spotted head pintos were going to be exactly the same way. So category 10 is the shadow bees. So black pandas, black King Kongs, Missouri pandas, those were shadow Misuras. That's what Vin entered, and he actually won People's Choice with that. And then Benny was the other person that took second place. So to get third place in that category and to lose to Vin and Benny Tay, that was great. Vin also was second place in category 6. So to get first place in a category against Vin is quite an honor. I consider Vin to be like one of the best shrimp breeders, definitely top 3 in America. Can't compete, or not in America, in the world. Vin is not in the America, so it's definitely an honor to place, below him and Benny. Benny is out of Singapore, Benny Tay. Actually had the pleasure to talk with him for a little bit, and he interviewed me a little bit and asked me a couple questions on imports, and I asked him a couple of questions on water parameters. So it was a really great interview. And then, so here is third place for that. And then the category 5, third place. I guess this should say Grant and Shelby, since they were Shelby's shrimp and I stole them.
And I know Peplin asked why it just said Grant. So we don't classify as all the shrimp together. So Grant works on most of the Caradina lines himself. I have my Pintos, which aren't even close to the quality to compete in the international contest. Grant explained that to me of what I was missing and why I wouldn't place. And sure enough, when I got there was no way that it would have been good for me to take my top ones that I have and put them in the contest when I would have just lost anyways. So I took like my third, what string, like a football team, like you let your third string go. That's kind of what I did. They were still really nice shrimp. They were still really pretty. And I brought those back home, but they were just not even comparable. But I got to learn, being there to understand what to do for next time. But Grant sits there and culls out these shrimp, selects them. It takes a long time to get those perfect. So that is his work, his line, his name to it. I do water changes. I help feed a lot. But that doesn't, that's just keeping it alive. That's not doing the work that you would need to actually compete in a contest. So that's why those ones just say Grant, because it is his work. Oinky said, should I keep adult blue dreams and juvenile cherries together? Or I recently got in separate tanks. The cherries are so tiny compared to the blues, and they won't they eventually possibly crossbreed? Yes, they will revert back to their wild. You could get potentially Rillies out of that, but you will be culling heavily. So if you want a lot of work, you could keep them in the same tank. But you'll have to cull and have a tank for wilds for that. But it will be a process to get those Rillies. Like one every 20 babies is like a Rilly. Sometimes it could have a higher rate of getting it, but really depends on where those blue dreams or cherries came from. So, but it's always fun.
Very well said, Shelby. So I also want to say with the first place, I also got a bag, and it came with some very lovely gifts from the sponsors of the contest. First one I'm going to mention and bring up is the Shrimp Envy Complete. This is a product that we use in the house all the time, so you better believe we'll be putting this to good use.
Should have seen the video. Therese told him not to resell it at our booth because we sell some of this stuff. It is just so funny.
I use the big boy bag, so this might be giving away and passing along, but I promise I won't resell it. All right. And then like another product that for sure I'll be giving away. The next 4 products are all from Glass Garden. We are a Glass Garden authorized dealer. We have these salty shrimp products already on our website. We have some of these. We have one of these products on our website already. First one out is the Shrimp Baby food from Glass Garden. This is not a food that we would use. I don't even use the Shrimp Envy baby food. We carry it on the website, and since we already have their food, we don't carry this product. So I might give this away on a different stream. Not tonight, though. I'm going to think about whether or not I might use this for some Thai micro crabs, because there was a bucket of 400 of those, and I've got some great ideas to try and put a tank together. Maybe once one of Shelby's racks gets done, she can sacrifice one tank for Thai micro crabs, just possibly.
No, it sounds like you're sacrificing a micro PNW tank for one of those.
No, it can't be a micro tank. It's got to be something where the babies don't get sucked up. But I would like to do some in a time right that in one of the micro tanks for PNW as well. But
you only give me the rack in the room and you want to steal one of my tanks for something for you.
Listen, I
we
loaned
bought them
you
like 6 times.
I loaned you so many
Okay,
tanks for so long. I
we
just want
bought
to try a
them
project, and I
so
don't
many
think it's gonna
times,
work.
and they just dig themselves in the substrate, and you never see them again. If I love them, they're adorable. They are a waste of money. They are absolutely the biggest waste. I would buy giant crabs instead of buying Thai micro crabs. Yes, they're cute for like 2 seconds, but then you never see them again. So what's the point of having them? I'd rather have giant crabs that I get to feed, put little knives in their tank to make them like walk around with knives. Like,
I want to get them.
I
want to get them booming in a shrimp tank with a ton of neocardinas and thriving and living together, and just make it real dirty. And they're filter feeders, so this baby food would work, and it's a large amount, so it would do me very well. And it's good until April 2025. So I got plenty of time to make my own little project tank in the garage, maybe, but I don't know if they can survive the temperatures in the garage.
No, probably not.
The next little project word we got in the goodie bag were some shrimp lollies. Again, we have the Shrimp Envy line of lollies, and I have not heard the best about these. So maybe what I do is I send these or give these off to Crypt Keeper, and he uses these for his little side-by-side videos.
That's a good idea.
So Crypt Keeper, if you're watching,
Food Showdown.
Yeah, but
they might be working tonight. I haven't seen them in chat yet.
There's 4 different flavors, so maybe you do them all 5 different flavors with the Shrimp Envy included.
No.
Yeah. So that is the second thing. The second thing. The third thing is this liquid hummin. So this is just going to be and fluvic acid. So this is just like black water extract on steroids. It's supposed to drop your pH and other stuff like that. We have a couple of tanks that aren't breeding, maybe a little bit finicky and stuff like that. I want to start doing some projects and experiments and stuff like that, but I've just been tired of spending money and just throwing them down the drain and just not seeing any good results. So it's awesome when it's free and they just throw it at us, and I can do that kind of project. So we've got enough Tang-Thai tanks going around that I can see it. That's going to boost some breeding. And I would also like to add something to our Super Princess bee tanks because they're very stagnant. They don't breed a whole lot. So we have 2 of them going side by side. I think a little bit of that maybe in one of the tanks might get them going again. And then the fourth little thing are the crispy caves. We have these on the website. It's actually the newest product we've added to the website. These are the small ones, so there's not the little crisscross little thing in the back, but maybe one night I'll clean off one of the fronts of the tanks, drop this in there, and do a little second video on the live stream with those. So I'll definitely put them to use. Or we're going to Pennsylvania. Maybe I'll drop these in the Stardust tanks because they're hogs. They eat food like no tomorrow.
They really do. They devour everything. And Therese gave us these amazing cups. Then she hands them to me, and I open them. And careful.
Cheers, Mike.
But she hands them to me and opens them, and she's like, "I hope you like the colors." I was like, "Did you try to give us our favorite colors? Because you did. He got his green, and I got my purple." So I thought it was so cool. It was awesome, but obviously North American International Shrimp Contest. So enjoy the mugs. And Therese did a really good job. And the tanks were super sleek. And someone did put down in the comments that the video is in Shrimp Pimpin' group. That's why I couldn't find it. I was trying to find it on the Aquatic Expo page. It's on the Shrimp Pimpin' page. So it is the live stream of the awards ceremony. So if you want to see that and all the results for the whole thing, it's on there already.
Okay.
And then, but I mean, the setup alone was just amazing. It just looks so cool. It kind of looked like you went to an IKEA for shrimp. It really did. Like a little shelf. I wish I could do something like that at our show one of these times, but different racks, obviously. But
it looked really
amazing.
nice.
I loved it. The banner, everything looked really sleek and professional. So
the shelving
kind
of spaced the weight out on the tables more onto the legs, so that way there wasn't any bowing, and they were able to add more tanks on per table, so they didn't need as much floor space. But it was a very nice little layout.
Fisk asked, designing a new rack so I can go from 12 to 16 tanks. Super excited since I have the old rack to reconfigure and add more. Tips on moving my current tanks to the new rack.
So what we generally do is make sure that you stay on top of your water changes beforehand. You don't want to just let your tanks go and then decide to move all of them and nothing to be going on wrong. So as long as you're staying up on top of your water changes and you have healthy tanks in the first hand, there's not a lot to worry about. If you have really dirty tanks, maybe it's better to get them cleaned up and worked on, because any sloshing at all is going to get your tank murked up, super dirty, and this is going to cause ammonia issues, and that's where you're going to have most of your issues when moving the tank. So having pristine tanks is going to be the best thing before you move your tanks. But what we're going to do, that we have to do this when we get back from Pennsylvania with 56 10-gallon aquariums. So we're going to be going super slow. We're going to have to order this standing tank reservoir for RO water just so we can get it all done in a timely manner and not have to worry about the tanks being dry for too long, because you drain the tanks and what's going to happen is all of this algae will eventually die, all of the biofilm, everything growing on the sides, and that's going to break down the filter. If it gets dry, the bacteria is going to die and break down, so you need to keep all of that wet. So what I recommend is when you do your move, you drain the tanks down to about an inch of water, and then you move them from point A to point B, and then as soon as you get one rack on the tank, get a drip going on it right away, so that way the water is filling up as fast as possible, but you're not stirring up the substrate. The whole point of moving all of the tanks is to go as slow as possible. Patience is key, and don't slosh things around. If you got a lot of plants and stuff like that, go get a good mister bottle from Home Depot and keep them sprayed down and moist, so that way you don't lose any plants. This could also help prevent losing any of the algae in the sides and stuff like that. But you're going to want to move them and fill them up as fast as possible, but just go very, very slow on the actual move part, so there's no sloshing.
Abstract said they should have a Rookie of the Year category for the newbies.
I think that's why they started the American contest, but it would be cool to know, who entered in the contest and scored the highest, and it was their very first one. But shout out to there was a couple other people who entered into the American Shrimp Contest. Jacob, I just don't know his last name.
Walters?
Yes. I believe so.
Waters. I was close. I put an L in there for some reason. Yep.
He scored.
He got third place
in one of him, and I'm calling him. What is going on?
Great. He placed third place in one of the categories. Are you sure that's not him?
That's not him. Definitely not him. And we'll figure that out. My memory's shot. It's been a very long weekend, but he did enter his Snowflake Pintos and got third place in the international category 12. And in my opinion, he would have gotten second place if I was the judge.
So, Jacob Waters.
That was
Third place, category 12. North American Shrimp Contest posted it. We were right. It's Jacob Waters.
All right. Maybe not that Jacob Waters. I don't know. So, anyways, he did really well in that category. And I feel so bad for spacing on his name, but he offered to send Shelby some of his lower grade ones so she could focus on her dots. But what's super impressive is the pictures of his look very similar to how Shelby's are now. And he spent 3 years of work going from point A to point B at where he's at in the contest. So for an American to do that in the contest was really impressive. And then Nick Teeter did beat me in the spotted head pinto category. Yeah, so I thought Skyfishes were going to win. His took over and won that category, and then Vin's got third, Skyfish got second, I believe. So congrats, Nick. Shelby beat us both in the Neo category, though. And then, man, I think there's somebody else that won from the Americans on space. Oh, Jerry got third place in the Tiger category, and I think that's it. So I also didn't pay any attention to the shrimp contest, didn't get any pictures at all. I just totally forgot altogether. Ryan Nugent got first place in category. That's right. His crystals were much nicer than ours. Not perfect, but definitely closer to perfect on the white pattern than us. Yeah, that was the Spothead Pintos.
Yeah, first. That's really good.
Yeah. Oh, was it Spothead Pintos?
It was Shadow Bee.
Oh, okay.
Red Shadow Bee.
Oh, all right. Mm-hmm. So, congratulations, Nick. That's well earned. Oh, and second for
pattern quality.
Oh, very nice. Congrats, Nick. I didn't even know that. After the awards, in my category, I knew I didn't place in anything else, so I had to run back to the booth, and then Shelby got ready because right after the shrimp awards was the award ceremony for the aquascape contest. I don't know any of the other contestants, but Shelby did take first place. She got to keep her tank. We had to puzzle piece all of the booth back into the car and still figure out how to make room for that tank as well. This was the first show we actually brought aquariums, 20-gallon longs, and put plants in the tanks. I think this is actually a much better method than what we've been doing before, because we were able to get a lot more aquariums into the tanks than usual, and not aquariums into the tanks than usual. See, I knew I would be spacing and saying the wrong things. A lot more plants into the tank, and onto the table than usual. And they looked a lot better, and we didn't have as much melting throughout the week as we also had. And it was a lot easier to sell the mosaic plant with it laid out on top of the water, and people actually knew what was in the bag and not having to pull out pictures every time somebody asked what it was. So that was really cool.
Welcome in, B-Wizzle. It was nice meeting you as well. I hope you enjoyed the whole show.
Yes, and thank you so much for watching the booth while I was filming Shelby winning this baby right here.
Oh, you brought it over?
Yeah, I was prepared. I brought your award to the thing. I was so proud of her for this tank. Story time, all right?
Oh, man.
Real quick. Been a long day. First of all, give Shelby a round of applause or tell her congratulations and thank you so much next time you see her at one of the shows for just running the booth and handling the day. Because at all the other shows, I think I've missed the rush hour. Like, I don't know what happened, but Shelby disappeared and it was still just nonstop busy. Usually Shelby disappears and then there's nobody there at the booth except for like one person that I know and we're talking to and chatting about shrimp or something like that. Well, Shelby left and it was nonstop credit card sale, transaction, just trying to get people plants as fast as they could because people were waiting nonstop. So Bewizzle gave me a hand. There was a slight break, but Shelby was up on stage, won her award, won first place, but she had, come back maybe 15 minutes before the contest was over and was like, all right, go over there and, tell me if you can see anything, give me any advice, da 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 da. And I was like, which one's yours? And she's like, you'll know. And I've seen lots of Shelby's tanks, and I'm over there, and I'm like, 15 minutes left. I'm trying to give her, some quick advice or whatever. So I'm rushing through, and I'm trying to figure out, first of all, which one's hers. There's like 15 tanks or something like that, so I can't spend a minute at each one trying to figure out which one's hers. So the very first tank, somebody must have been like on the table, like looking at it like this or something, but they were in front of the tank. And all I saw in that tank was just a stick in the air. And I knew Shelby was gone for 2.5 hours almost. So
2 hours of scaping. It was like a half an hour of getting materials ready, and then you couldn't touch it until 12:30, and then we only had 2 hours to complete it.
Ah, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. All right. So I knew that there was a lot of work actually put into it. So when I saw the first tank and just saw a stick going up in the air, I was like, there's no way that's Shelby's tank. So I blew by it, and then I went to the next tank, and I was like, nah, too many cut pieces, or I can't remember them all in order. But there was definitely, like, rules broken all throughout them. And then I had 3 tanks that I knew that maybe Shelby would have attempted and not had the time. But there was only 3 tanks that had rock detail at all. So I went with the best one, and she said no. Went with the second one, and she said no. And also there was other tanks that I knew for sure weren't hers because there's people working in them. And then there was only one other tank that I was like, was it the first one? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I didn't even look at that one because all I saw was like a stick up in the air. So I just glanced by the best tank, but was under the stick was the most detailed, best layout of Dragonstone that I've ever seen in an aquascape contest. And for her to only do it in 2 hours, I was so proud. So I had to get footage of her going up on stage and winning that award. Shout out to Lucas Brett for giving her a little bit of a heads up because he was like, oh, congratulations. And Shelby's like, for what?
For what?
And I don't think she was the only one. Somebody else said it too and like kind of let it slip out. So it was, nice to know going to bed that, nothing to worry about that she had won. I had no idea how I was doing in the shrimp contest, but I felt pretty good about a couple categories. It was a little wrong, but at the end of the day, getting first place in the tiger category and Shelby winning the aquascape contest, I didn't know about the first place, but going to sleep knowing that Shelby won the aquascape contest and we had such a good day at the booth, I thought I was going to fall asleep like a baby. But one of our buddies had gone to his Airbnb and there was roaches and he was not staying there. So he reached out, and because we were not able to bring the kids with us, I don't know if you all heard about the great deer accident of 2023, but I'll talk about that next. But our buddy couldn't, find another room. And because we left the kids because of the accident, we had an extra bed. So we let him crash with us. But the first thing I ask people when they ask is, do you snore? Because of Sam Scales, Mr. Scales over here, that's what he asked us when he first needed to crash in a room. And he snored. I rank everybody on a scale of 1 to Scales on how they snore, because I can't imagine anybody really worse
dramatic
than Sam. It is dramatic. It's not that bad.
It wasn't bad. I fell asleep, no problem.
We turned the TV up a little loud.
He's literally like, you could drop a piece of paper And this guy's like, why are you making all this noise, but yet can't hear you during the day? He is literally the most annoying person because he can't hear you. You have to scream at him all day long and repeat everything you say to him because he can't hear. But as soon as his head hits the pillow, any noise, he's like, what was that? Like a dog. And it's just like, what is wrong with you? Just go to bed. SC Catahulas is in the house as well. It was awesome meeting you.
Well, how are the shrimp doing? I'll come back to you when you let us know how the shrimp are doing. I need to know. I need the report. But anyways, the person that we let sleep said he didn't snore, but he did snore. I'm not going to throw him under the bus or anything like that, but I didn't get a lot of sleep that night, thank God. South Park was on. I was entertained enough. And
that's really why he stayed up all
night. I tried so hard to fall asleep. Usually, if something is good on TV, I fall asleep hard during commercials and I'm gone. No, I couldn't even fall asleep during the commercials. The snoring, it was pretty bad. So we did go ahead the second day, find out about the scores pretty early. So I knew what awards to go up for and be ready. But thanks again, Bewizzle, for holding down the fort. And I'm so proud of Shelby. She got the skis.
Oh, you're going to have to delete this whole video off now.
I don't know what I said, but I was trying to say escape the tank and keep the tank all at the same time. So I don't know what came out, but she got to keep the aquarium.
Stop talking.
She won $100 cash prize and got first place. But I think what is so nice and the best thing about it is this award from the Aquatic Expo.
It's got the cutest little logo on it.
And it's the very
Look at
first
that little
one.
guy.
It's got a chameleon on it. It's
and the
not
anglerfish.
I am a little upset, Sabu.
So
how do you have a shrimp contest at your thing and you don't even have? And it's not like, oh, the shrimp contest was so last minute. No, I knew about the shrimp contest at the Keystone Clash. So you had time.
So June Only Oscars asked, could you do a live or a video on the shrimp envy food? How much and how often the difference? That's a good question, actually.
I think we have done a shrimp
No, we did a shrimp food, which video, happened to just be like 90% shrimp envy. But
that's what
we probably should do like a specific narrowed down video of just their complete foods because we have all of them. So that would be pretty cool. It's an idea. I got like 4 videos that I have to get done, and then we will get to that. Because we got to meet Rob and Renee in person, and they were truly amazing people. And I am fully so happy to sell their products and be part of their team.
I see Matt's comment. Wait, was that depths unknown on your award?
That's funny. Thank you so much, TJ Autocross, for the $9.99 super chat. Says Shelby is amazing. All these accomplishments should be celebrated with more Killies. Yeah!
We're having a Killies talk actually next month, and I'm going to ask Joel to bring Shelby some extra special Killies.
Will we see him this weekend?
No.
Oh.
He's speaking for the Milwaukee Club, so he will not be there. That's why Scotty is going to be our hostess of the mostest and show us around town, but not going to show us off to the aquarium. I understand it's Father's Day. You don't need to be there.
Thank you so much, TJ. I definitely want to I'm getting set up, so it's going to take some time, but I wanted the racks in the bedroom. I need them to be perfect and ready and cycled. And then the fish will start moving in there. I'm going to do a lot of the CARES species and then do a rack and a row of annuals and non-annuals. So very excited for that. Just trying to take my time because I'm one to rush into things and not have everything properly ready. And that's what I've been finding out with my tanks spread around, just stressing out that I might forget a tank here or there. So don't want that to ever happen again. I mean, it's not like they go like without eating. It's just like a day, and then I'm like, oh no, I didn't feed that one this time.
We missed out on the logo. We definitely messed up on the thumbnail for this week. We missed one very important thing that should have been on there. even if it was just some antlers or something. But we should have had a deer and a van on the logo for
Poor
sure.
deer,
So
that poor deer. Big deer.
we had an amazing weekend. There was a food festival there. We tried so many food. And even with the food festival there was still this restaurant that was overpowering. The smell was so good that I had to have that on the last meal of our trip. Dinner before we hit the road home. Indian food. It was delicious. I told Shelby, these are the options to get. But she knows better. She should just get what I get. She knows I know best.
You
She
gave
knows.
me the option. You said that you.
I said these are the three I want. I want to eat all of them, but pick one other one, and you eat mine. This is the one I'm getting for sure. But you pick another one, and we can share. So we ended up sharing. I ate one of her whole. It was like an Indian pancake stuffed naan or
Spicy
something like
chicken.
that. Oh,
It's
stuffed
a
dosa
naan.
with egg and chicken, spicy
like
chicken in it.
Like it's something you could eat for breakfast.
But it was delicious.
And the soup with it was really good too. Actually, Indian spice is a whole different spice than my Thai spice, and
I held it no problem.
The
She was like,
man.
I actually
was legit sweating, but it was kind of hot in that restaurant too. Like they didn't have the AC on or something. So like, imagine eating spicy food in a hot day. I was sweating and struggling. I'm like, and I'm gonna have to drive for 9 hours.
I actually didn't chug any lemonades or fluids at all. Like I usually just do with any meal, whether it's spicy or anything. It was just so mouth-watering good food. The garlic naan was just delicious. But anyways, this was a story about the beginning of our trip, not the end of the trip. It was just such a great weekend. It just started off with like a horrible like warning sign. Then even the cop was like, yeah, maybe that's a sign you should just head home. And I'm like, no, I've got like $1,800 invested into this trip. I have to go. So we packed up our car. It's an Equinox, Chevy Equinox. It's got a lot more room than our truck had. I know that sounds crazy, but our truck did not have a lot of cab space. We couldn't pack up all of the shrimp and plants into an AC environment where they weren't going to melt or die. So we have the Equinox with a little hatchback trunk. We are able to fit 4 tubs or 3 tubs and 2 20-gallon aquariums in there, no problem. But then you add on our luggage and extra plants and then styrofoams for our shrimp that we entered into the contest and all this other stuff. And there wasn't really a lot of room for the kids in the back seat to be comfortable and sleep for the whole 9.5-hour ride to Charlotte. So we hit up Lucas Bretts and was like, hey, we're wanting to travel with the kids since they're out of school. You down to get the caravan out, get the Ford Transit, hit the road, and we'll split gas money. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm all for it. Let's do it. So we left the house at 1 o'clock in the morning. We got there. We loaded up. We got comfortable. We got 15 minutes down the road. And
it's 3 a.m. by the way at this time.
Yeah, and
2 hours away.
It took us 2 hours to get to Lucas's house. Probably 3:30 a.m. because it took us like 15 minutes to load up, and then 15 minutes down the road, and just got on a straight road. Just got comfortable in the groove. Everyone just get comfortable, settled, ready for the long ride. The kids probably just fell asleep, and a deer, the biggest deer in Florida. This is no exaggeration either. If you know the Ford Transit vans, they're quite large. We've got picture posted up on the Facebook of the damage of the deer, but basically ran straight out of the woods like something was chasing it, straight across the road, right into the front corner of Lucas's van. Very lucky because if the van had jumped at all, it probably would have gone through the windshield of the van. I would have not been injury-free. It probably would have, made the damage to the car a lot worse and the crash a little worse. It wasn't really a crash at all. We kind of just like wrapped the deer around the front of the car and sent it off on the side. It did hit it so hard they kind of pooped on the side of Lucas's door of his van. And the poor thing was basically knocked out dead on impact. So
I said Lucas called it 100-pointer. I think we made a joke about that already. We're like, maybe for Florida. Maybe for Florida.
Deer in Florida are much smaller than your deer up north. Anything up north that has to survive the cold, it just puts on a ton of weight to be able to hibernate and whatnot and make it through those winter months. So down here in Florida, it's too hot for that. They're kind of small down here, but that was the biggest one I've ever seen myself here in Florida. So
James said I stopped by the booth when it was just Grant and it was so slammed, needed like 3 people.
It doesn't need 3 people. It just needs me and one Shelby. That's all it really needs.
He doesn't realize that's what I deal with at Aquashella when he's not around. I'm usually helping 10 to 15 customers at all times. Like, it is slammed. This is the first time I got to leave the booth and leave him to struggle while I do it. But I'm used to it. I worked retail and they give me single staffing to where a lot of times it would just be myself for hours at a time. And I'm working a huge location and I'm having to cut wire, get electronics, things like that. So I have learned after all these years to multitask and be able to help multiple customers at the same time and still give them the time and respect that they need, where Grant hasn't had to do that. So it's a little bit different. It's easier for me. But I had to leave. But it's funny because I got all my stuff and I went to go scape and the time had started at this time. And I forgot my super glue. Of all things I forget is super glue. So I came back to the booths and saw all these people and I was like, okay, I'll stop. And I helped him for like 15 minutes of my only 2 hours that I have. And then like I saw his face and I was like, oh, I gotta go. And he was like, don't leave me here. It was bad, but he did great. Everyone was able to be helped. Most people are very understanding, so they have no issues. Robert said, my new shrimp are Missouri wine reds. Could you tell me anything about them? All I know is PTB. I don't know what that one stands for. Congratulations on your awards. Love watching your stream each week. Well, thank you for watching. And what are you doing?
Saying sorry to Jacob for calling him.
Oh.
It's late, so I'm just apologizing. I'm sorry.
Robert says, my new shrimp are Missouri wine reds. Could you tell me anything about them? All I know is PTB, which I don't know what that stands for. Do you?
Nope, I do not know.
It says, congratulations on your awards. Love watching your stream each week.
So the Missouri red wines are Red King Kongs that only have pattern on the headgear. Some of them can have little stripes on the back and stuff like that. But for the most part, the Missouri, that's how Nico Rico says it, it's all about the pattern on the head is actually a different color than the rest of the body. So, when breeding them out and culling them moving forward and stuff like that, you just got to remove all of the pandas, the solid Red King Kongs and stuff like that. So it is where, you can start with a panda and you can go, that's the cheapest one. And then you go in opposite directions. The full Red King Kong, that's the most expensive if you go this way, but you go the other way and it's the Missouri. And that's, where you get the crazier headgear, you get the more expensive ones.
Do you think that stands for pure Taiwan beef?
Maybe. I don't know if they are. That's something.
Yeah. All right. And then Passing Wind says it's the shape of a coffin. Like, I didn't realize that till like you had said something, which is funny because in the area that we were just at, they have like a sign and like a little plaque in the road that shows like that was the original funeral home for Port Charlotte or something. I didn't stay to like read it. There were some really cool like churches in downtown too. It was a weird spot in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. But it was really cool, and it just happened to line up with like the coolest event ever. They had a food festival, and where you'd pay for coins, and then you use those coins to purchase the food, and it was really good food trucks.
They even had ice cream.
Yeah,
The ice cream was good ice cream. It was worth going back the second night.
It was cool. So SD Catalhola says, I lost one shrimp out of Vin's category 8, and another is struggling. All other shrimp are good.
Well, glad to hear it. Remember, I have first dibs on buying that one group. I am kicking myself. I wish I had grabbed it now that I know how many open tanks we still have. But I know they're in good hands because you're obviously on the right channel to know all shrimp-related facts and how to take care of them suckers. So hopefully you'll have great success with them. And thank you so much for helping out the contest. It was great to meet you. Shelby had several interactions with your daughter, so she said
we became like best friends. She was great. I could spend all day. She was just so sweet.
It was just such a nice weekend altogether.
The first one was the funniest because she walked up to me like she had known me forever. And I was like, I don't know who this kid is, but she's so cute.
All right, let's start the giveaway. Hashtag scales.
Oh, what are you doing? I don't even have it up.
Oh, yeah, not yet. Hold on. I was just letting you know which one to do. But we have the orange-eyed blue tiger shrimp. It is not the exact tiger shrimp that I won with, but it is the same type. So it goes blonde, blue, royal blue, and then black tiger. And what we entered in the category 6 and took first place was the black tiger orange eyes. So this is the closest thing that Sam's had on the table. And I mean, honestly, this is the nicest one to draw because it's a royal blue, but it still has the very, very faint, black or blue tiger stripes there. If you were to just draw an orange-eyed black tiger shrimp, it would just be very black, not a lot of texture or detail to it. So I do like this one. The looks of it a little bit more, but when talking genetics and talking pigment strength and quality, the black tigers are superior to these when working out. What are you doing?
I'm trying to find that. They're upset about the giveaway tool, and I still can't find it on the website. This is annoying.
Well,
you have to make this right on the front.
You got to coordinate this. We do giveaways all the time. No channels found when you search giveaway tool. So she's trying. I don't see it here either. So we're already in hashtag scales on the. All right. So that's how it is right now. If we can figure out the other one, and I do have something else I can give away, but this giveaway is for this one and also a classic red cherry. These are prints. They're not originals. But can you go grab the originals? I don't know where they are.
I only have one original.
I have an original.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So these are just prints. However, Sam has been on a shrimp spree. I don't know if it's, because of his recent visit. He actually slept right here on this pull-out couch and was in the middle of all of these shrimp tanks. So I think he got the shrimp bug and has been just drawing up all different types of shrimp. But if you look at him, though, he has been doing the work. The legs are all different, the body pattern and everything like that. It's just not copy and print and changing the color and anything like that. So these are really well detailed on all the artwork that Sam does. Did you bring other ones or just those?
No.
Okay. So on all the artwork that Sam does, he really goes all out. My original that I got off of Sam was the boa shrimp. This was like the very first shrimp that I think Sam drew. Caridina wise, I think he drew a Neocaridina, but I saw this and I just had to have it. I told Sam I want it. and I was lucky enough nobody else took first dibs. So thank you so much, Sam. And then I had also requested for Mother's Day. It's a little late. It is my fault, but I had to make it up to her.
You requested it on Mother's Day.
So we were very busy, and I didn't even know it was Mother's Day weekend until Sam was there, and they're like, "What do you want to do for Mother's Day?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I was so busy planning out Sam's day. So I was like, I gotta get something good.
Sam
and
is
what
your new
better than Shelby's favorite animal out there? And she loves to collect her jellyfish paintings. And Sam has done a jellyfish before in the past, but this is his first one that we have ever seen. So we got a Sam Scales original jellyfish and shrimp at this show. So we were also given quite a few of these prints out. So future live streams from not from now on going forward, but they may have one of these other two prints, and we have a few other ones as well. So I'd just like to ship these out tonight, since I knew we'd be a little spacey. Definitely slow there for a little bit, but yeah, those are the giveaway for tonight. # scale. So giving up on the fish family, or did you find it?
I gave up.
All right. So
TJ Autocross said, "Hi, Shelby. Heard you guys are going to be up this way, but can't make it. Hopefully you can come to the Keystone Clash, though. That's in the same area around there."
So that is.
Ruben said, "Congrats on placing in the NAIC."
Thank you, man. I was a little upset not to see your shrimp in the contest.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time you'll enter in that one, but
there was no water in that. I tried so hard to act like there was water, but it wasn't.
But hopefully next year, I think Ruben, Mr. Shrimp Pimpin', you're definitely one of the top breeders in America, and you could have definitely roped in some more awards for us, and not left it all to Jacob, me, and Nick, and Poe.
June said, "You should add the stick holders from Shrimp Envy. I really like them." I did not know those even existed, so we're gonna have to look for those.
Rob, I know you're not watching right now, but if you watch the replay and you want to send me a link for the stick holders, I just might have to carry them since they've been requested. And if you actually watch this, then I guess it's a guarantee we got to get them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not doing anything, but Rob, that's on you. Is it meant to be? We'll find out.
Oh, man. See, I've always wondered.
But I will look into them.
So
if
Nathan does say,
awesome, I'll get them.
It's the deer they run to the light, and that's what attracts them. Because I've been really like, why are deer so dumb that they jump right into like cars? Like a lot of animals like hear the sound, see them, and don't. But deer are just like, yep, just yeet themselves right onto cars, like crazy.
And then another good thing about the show is, Shelby got the aquascape in the contest, but when we were on the lives the other night, other week, we live-scaped our tanks for the show, and I planted up my tank, and it actually got knocked over and survived. So the quality of Harley's tanks is incredible. I thought there would be some type of damage or crack or anything like that. Of course, if there was, Harley would have, taken care of it. We would have just replaced it and made a new tank or something like that. But there wasn't any damage to it at all. The tank was fine. I just had to replant all the plants and fill it back up with water. But we were actually able to sell both of the aquascape tanks at the show. Shelby's did sell first before mine, but and in the end they both went to the same couple but different homes, so now they can both enjoy one of Harley's tanks while they're at each other's house.
Not couple, family, brother and sister.
Oh, they were brother and sister?
Yeah. And you can
that makes a lot of sense.
There was like 3
but-
people that came up and they're like try to explain it like 3 times. Like, that's my brother. That's my brother.
To me?
Sad. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's okay. But so you guys don't have to wait for the TikTok because you guys were watching our live streams while I was scaping it. I'll show you
These are
a
tenors,
picture
though.
of them. Yeah, sorry. It is 10-gallon tanks behind us, right, guy? And then that is the tank. And I can't remember who suggested to put little trees on the top. That looks awful. That's not working. You're just going to have to look at TikTok or Facebook. I don't know who suggested the little trees, but I was like, I really don't like doing that. It's really hard to achieve, but I was like, all right, I'll try. So I did 2 trees on it, and it looks cool with different lighting. Jaden came over and smashed one of them. I had the one side already done, and he came over and kicked it. I had to restart all over, but thank you for whoever suggested that. It came out really good, and I did try to do the little roots between it too. So SD Catalhula says, we had a great time. Grant, you get the Bene shrimp I was eyeing. We did get the specific ones.
Yeah, so one of those did die on the way home, but the other 3 are doing just fine, made it through acclimation, no problem. The other group of shrimp that we got from Flowers, we opened up the bag and immediately 3 of them laid on their backs and was like, nope, we're goners. We were able to revive 2 of them that I think are going to make a full recovery and have no other issues. One of them is like a 50-50 on whether it's going to make it through the night. So fingers crossed, toes crossed. But those 2 groups were also ones that Shelby had her eye on. We were talking to Jacob about increasing the spots. But Shelby also wanted to increase the pink coloration. So the one group that I got her was pretty much perfect for what she wanted. I myself wanted Benny's shrimp. He was just such a cool guy, talking with him and hanging out with him this weekend. And not only that, but he helped us out at the booth for like 45 minutes talking to these people.
That.
And
way
they
longer than that. He took them around the whole expo.
And they bought like 3 different types of moss and then 2 different types of shrimp. And we're just, tickled happy. And I was like, all right, Benny, how much do I owe you? And he's like, oh, nothing. And I was like, oh, man, I feel like I should buy you a coffee now. Because he bought me a drink before the interview. And he's like, can I buy you coffee? I was like, no, I'm lame. Just buy me a water. So, but it was exactly what I needed during the show. I actually forgot I even had that water. That water was actually the only water I drank during that whole show.
Scotty the Fish Freak says, thanks to TGOE for becoming a silver sponsor of the Keystone Clash. So,
we're going to talk about it tonight. I was just had a few other things to bring up, but it is now a really good time to talk about it. So, Shelby, let's fill them in.
Yep. So we decided, we did so well at the last show. We tried to go, in order of what we can do. So really excited to be a silver sponsorship of the Keystone Clash. Really excited to attend. We were already planning on attending. We just didn't know if we were going to vend or not. So really excited for that. And one of the things is going to be a scaped P&W custom tank that we are also going to be donating for the raffle, I believe is what that goes into. So, and then we'll probably bring some scaped ones there as well. Annette says, I want to see what's on the circuit mug. It is the North American International Shrimp Contest mug. And it's so cute. And it's got like little design in it too.
You should have just made her rewatch it. She missed it.
Get out of here.
No.
Yeah, it says not 1, but 2 vendor spaces. Yeah.
Yes, so we have learned our lesson. We need more room, and it's definitely having enough space to spread everything out a little bit more. We brought so much to this last show, even though we had 2 tables. It was just not enough, and it's not that easy to work with. So having the 2 vendor slots at the Keystone Clash, 2 booths right next to each other, we're going to do a nice L bracket. around a corner booth so we can be behind it and I can restock, because there was a lot of plants that I couldn't restock during that little 4-hour rush that we had at the expo. So it would have been nice to be able to not work out, but like help out customers and refill tanks at the same time.
Don't forget, if you're joining us now, hashtag Scales, SCALZ, for the Scales giveaway. And we caught up in chat. I don't know if I missed anything, but Foxy Fisher says, I'm excited to meet you guys at the Keystone Clash. Yeah, I'm excited too. That's the best place to meet everybody, because like everyone's like relaxed. There's not like everyone working so much, and they're just enough that you could get to talk and socialize. So
I know Rico has family night tonight, so he's probably not watching, but he was not like I don't know how to say it, but he came off like he was like, oh man, they're gonna be there, but it was like, oh man, you guys have to work instead of being able to hang out. But I do think the Keystone Clash does, the hours are nice, and the fact that the hotel convention is all in one. And I was even going over this with Harley. It just makes the atmosphere so much nicer. There's more people hanging out and interacting in the lobby of the hotel, at the restaurants around there and stuff like that. So it does make the event a little nice. But I will say Charlotte came through with that food festival, so that it was real cool to walk around there. There was a lot of us, and what we did was, you stand in that line, here's my 4 coins for this, I'll go in that line. You want anything? All right, give me my 4 coins back. We'll trade.
We actually still have 4 coins left.
Yeah, but
it was raining like all day Sunday, so we didn't really get to go back out.
I'm okay if that festival, made a little extra money and didn't have to pay off the vendors or something like that, and it's more encouragement for them to do it again. If it just happened to fall on the same time as the expo next year, that'd be awesome. So. Yeah, whatever. I'm not a coin collector.
It's not like a coin that you're going to use.
No, I know. I'd rather we collect the badges. It's enough.
I know. We got like a full bin of stuff, just like badges from these shows now. It's crazy, and I love each one because they have all different artwork on them. And then, Global really doesn't have artwork, but it's just cool to have a Global badge. You're like, I'm fancy. Oh, you can't even see these on our live streams. We always wear like accordingly t-shirts here. So I got the Aquatic Expo. Look at that cute little guy with his puffer balloon.
No. That cute little guy, the chameleon, the snake, the dart frog, and then there's some saltwater fish, some more saltwater fish. There's barely any freshwater on this, Sabu.
We're going to have to talk to him about that.
We're going to have to have a few discussions.
And then
but the North American Shrimp Contest,
that t-shirt. Buggy little eyes. I'm sorry, they look buggy.
Not that bad, though.
In real life, they don't look that bad.
There's been worse shrimp mascots for contests.
Oh, for sure. Okay. They look so weird. But I just thought it was... You should see the red volunteer shirt, so it's all red, and then the red, and then just those beady little eyes. Like, I wouldn't want to see those beady... We do have some scary-looking shrimp. We have orange-eyed...
Red ghost crossed with the black tiger, orange
the
eyes.
Top so the right tank in our bedroom. No, they're lapis.
Well, the orange-eyed blue steels.
Oh, okay. But they like hide under the leaves, and all you see is these bright orange eyes, and they freak you out because the tank's like half lit, and they're just like staring at you. They're a little creepy. They're like the orange eyes in the end of the hallway that you don't want to see.
And then just a reminder, we do have a giveaway going on. We're going to draw this in 6 minutes by hashtag Scales for the prints. How many people do we have involved in the drawing so far? I'm crashing already.
I know.
So
we might end this early. Zoltan said, my daughter got me an animatics shirt for early Father's Day gift. I'm going to have to look that up.
Well, let me look up how many people are in this giveaway. So we got 43 people out of 69. I know there's people in Chile. I don't know for sure if we can ship out to there or not, but if we can, I'll make it happen for sure. So if you do, if not, we'll have to give it away to somebody else in the future. But it'll be an attempt for sure. Canada, probably no problem. I know there was somebody asking for salty shrimp products in Australia, and we have not had the time since we've been traveling and doing so much. So we pretty much got tomorrow to catch up on all of our orders. We do have a sale going on right now on the website for the moving sale, because when we get back from this weekend, this upcoming weekend, we will be moving the 56 aquariums like we had mentioned. So we are trying to thin the herd on some of our Caridina tanks, so it makes it less risky and less stressful on the shrimp moving them over. We do have plenty of empty tanks up here, so I will be thinning out whatever shrimp don't sell. So it is not a necessity to sell off those shrimp. So don't just buy them to do us a favor. Buy them because they're on sale and they're the kind you like. And they're still great quality. They're not discounted because there's something wrong with them.
Oinky says, Shelby, having not yet gone to, I'm assuming you meant Aquatic Expo, because the Aquatic Experience is done for. But the Aquatic Expo, how would you compare it to an Aquashella? So Aquashella will always
You're
be
playing with fire here.
Our family. You're not listening.
I'm just saying. I was just saying. This is
not
playing with fire comparing
no.
the two of them.
No.
Feelings will be hurt.
It's not.
I know.
So, if their feelings hurt, that's a personal problem. So, Aquashella has always been a family to us, very close to everyone involved. They absolutely try to do everything that they can, but they are a bigger show, so it is more expensive. But the quality is really nice. They absolutely take care of all of the vendors, all the people and staff that they have. And both shows are different in their own right. But it's not like I would say one is better than the other. Both of them are equally amazing. It's like asking me to compare Keystone Clash, where yes, there's not going to be as many people. There's not going to be the YouTubers. There's not going to be I can't get into the aquascape contest because they didn't have enough tanks. Like, there's things that you just can't compare them. They're all beautiful in their own way.
Shelby's going too nice about this.
Aquatic
My response
Expo
is going to be different.
The Aquatic Expo is a newer show. It's still building up. I absolutely loved all the people involved. They're very personal with everybody, and they try to do everything that they can. It's still a new show, so they can't do and have the funding like Aquashella can to take care of all of their vendors and stuff like that. So, it's a learning process for things like that. You don't get to just have all this experience where some people do have that experience. I enjoy both so much. I was more relaxed at the Aquatic Expo because I didn't have so much stress or doing everything. But I get the floor to do my shrimp contest at the Aquashella. So I enjoy that a lot. And the Aquatic Expo, though, was fun. I got to do aquascaping. I was a little bit more relaxed and not so high strung as I am at Aquashellas. So both of them are really good as far as product and going to these shows. What you're going to get, there is a lot more big names at an Aquashella than there was at Aquatic Expo, but you're getting more breeders and people that have some of their own fish and stuff like that. And a little bit smaller businesses that are local, made it a little bit more affordable for people. But you pick and choose. You get to do what certain events at this one and certain ones at the other. And I'm just rambling now.
So my take on it is Shelby did pretty well on the fact that the Aquatic Expo is such a new show. However, Aquashella just has that extra little bit of not effort, but they have the aqua crib. They have a little bit bigger of a show, and because of that, I think that there's a little bit more appealing to it to go to that show. It does feel like a bigger show at Aquashella, where the Aqua Expo was similar to like Aquafest and Aquaticon in Tennessee, where Aquashella just feels like the biggest show that we've probably been to besides Global. Global is ginormous,
Yeah.
but Aquashella makes it fun. They throw on the music, they have the main stage thing going on, they have their speakers going on, which Aqua Expo also had.
The
But
artist part of it too is insane. Like the whole walkthrough of Aquashella, that takes so much time. People walk through it in like 5 minutes. I mean, that takes like a full, almost 2 days of setup, if not longer. And it's just incredible the amount of artists that do that and put together. So, them bringing the art world into the scene really helped. And I mean,
that's 1/3 of the show for Aquashella. It's saltwater, freshwater, 1/3 art. It really is.
And Aquashella really is an inspiration for everybody else. And I've seen it time and time. They have started it, and it's a trend now. At almost every show we go to, it's something like that. And I mean, you got to think of it. Repticon's kind of always done that too. They always had like their crystal people with the reptile people. So there's always some mix of, some people tend to like that same general hobby. So it's nice to see, and I hope both shows keep growing and keep having fun. And
the note I want to leave it on is, if you're a hobbyist and you can drive to those shows, do not miss shows at all. You absolutely have to go to them. The gas money and stuff like that might be expensive, but you are going to have access to product and inventory and stuff like that on your fingertips, and you'll be able to check out the quality. And there's usually really good deals at these shows, the raffles and stuff like that. So, just going to these shows, exactly the no shipping thing is, you can get something from all these different vendors and not have to have it pay shipping for all of those vendors to get to you. And they're vendors from all over the place. Exactly. Yeah. Tim from Pet World Experience is there, and he sells off all the wood with his son Spencer, and they usually come right our way to get moss for their wood, or we'll sell them some moss and send them their way to get the wood. So they go to both shows, and the only thing I'll say is, if you do bring family or somebody that isn't really as interested, that comes along, travels with you and stuff like that, Aquashella is the better show. It does give them maybe something a little bit interesting to look forward to and do, or be entertained, that the Aqua Expo just doesn't have yet. Maybe it will in the future, but right now I think Aquashella is the family, the better one to go to.
SC Catahula said, I see 2 babies from Tank 90 Shrimp. Nice. Congratulations. Hopefully they do well.
Someone also
said that's so monotone. It was so weird.
Someone also said that I think Mike. Yeah. Mike said he has babies in his shrimp tank also.
Now that you bring up Tank 90, I think it was so funny, because as soon as I found the shrimp that I wanted in the contest and told Grant, I was like, this is going to be super easy for you to remember. Tank 69 by Flowers, and it's the ones I want. You got to get them for me. And of course, I didn't even think about it. He went and got shrimp, came back with them, was like, Happy Mother's Day. It wasn't until I went to go acclimate them today that I saw the tank number written on it. It was Tank 69. I was laughing so hard. I was like, of course we got them. That's great. Okay, but it is time for that giveaway. We are a little late here.
Oh, my bad.
Where is it? There it is. And let's draw. 46 people entered.
We didn't do a last chance. Oh. Totally spacing.
Congratulations, first class fish.
Are you here, though? We did lose 12 people.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we did lose.
As long as you're here, we're going to give you about 5 minutes to say here or present. And if you're not, that's how we're going to be doing the giveaway. I maybe should have said this before, but yeah, because we've had people not message us before, and we didn't give out shrimp or plants or something like that. So we want to make sure that these find a new home because, like I mentioned,
they're here.
We have more of these. So congratulations, First Class. Please email us at thegardenofelater@gmail.com. Please send us your name and address, and we will get these out to you as soon as we possibly can.
It should be able to be tomorrow when we ship out all of our packages. So if you're watching and you're waiting on your package, they are going out tomorrow. We didn't get in until about 6:30 a.m. So it was kind of hard to get moving today. And we still had to take care of all of our shrimp and plants from the show. And Oinky said, thank you, Shelby and Grant. I've only attended one each of Aquashella and the Clash. They were drastically different from each other, but couldn't be more grateful to have the opportunity to be able to do so. I mean, even so we went to the Triple Crown and special events like that too, that are I would love to go to Achilles convention and stuff. Those are completely different level. I felt so stupid at one of them because the Triple Crown, where I was trying to talk to Achilles people, and if you don't know the Latin name to the Achilles fish, you're just not talking to them, honestly. They do not want to hear from you. They want to know if you know which ones you're talking about. And if you're talking about the Fundulus or if you're talking about the other ones, of course, that's the only one I can think of right now. Nothiobranchus, the annuals or non-annuals. But no, that's the Fundulus, Chrysotis. But yeah, congratulations, First Class Fish. Sorry. And then Oinky said, I would say the intimacy of the Clash was a miracle. If it were not for attending the Clash, I would not have either spent more time with those I met at Aquashella or first time met such beautiful people. Yeah, that's the good thing about the Fish Fam is a lot of people going to that one. So it's nice to be able to see the people that constantly support you on these streams, watch you every week, and shout you out. They put a lot of work into that Fish Fam link, so it really helps out. And you can see that it's really improved the hobby altogether. Just being able to have people more closely. We know everybody's name in these live streams. It's just really cool. And you kind of feel like you know these people really well.
With the right crowd, though, we had a very small circle of friends with us at this last show, but it was just so nice hanging around them. There was never a dull moment or anything like that. And then, they weren't upset when I was like, yeah, I got to go over here and talk to the international shrimp guys. They actually migrated and came over, and it was like, oh, well, let's get to know these guys and hang out with them. So it really was a great mix and a great weekend. So
really, Scotty, is it going to be together? If it's going to be together, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to be so happy. We have a lot of Achilles fish people in Florida
Who's putting
now.
It on? That's what
I know.
Is it going to be Coral Springs again? Because
we need
tried
to think about
and
it
was only 15.
and get our club to do it.
No, I 100% wanted to do that. So that's why I'm like, who's doing that? I wanted it to be our club. So no Achilles eggs that we even know of in the house.
No, I did not do good with any of those. Honestly, I'm going to tell you 100% was not right set up. 10-gallon tanks, you have to have them. They just don't do well. And
I could bring some of my Achilles if you want, though, Scotty. I've got some blue Dioki Medaka rice fish that have been producing outside because I've been playing musical chair. He just misses
so much.
He's snoring. I can get used to. I don't know why. But no.
No, I could bring all male firemouth Achilles fish. I have so many. I tried selling them. Yeah, my pair sold. But yeah, I'm overpopulated by males for sure. The only other thing I could bring would be tequila Gudaids if I go through that tank. But
we do have the shrimp that we know that we're bringing. So if you message me tomorrow, I can give you that list.
Usually the international beta contest is in Florida, isn't it?
No, it hasn't been here for a while.
Oh, that's why.
But
I just thought it wasn't happening every year.
We probably know who's putting that one on, so that'll be nice. And
that one's not too far from us.
I would definitely vend that one. That's definitely one where we bring a bunch of plants and moths for sure.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. That's actually where I had my first Indian food. They had it catered, and it smelled so good. And I'm like, what is this? And it was absolutely phenomenal.
I actually spoke for that club, and it's so great to be at some of these like fancy breeding and focused on shows and club meetings and stuff like that. And then people are like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I watched your talk," and I was like, "You were at that?" And they're like, "Yeah." And it seems like all the really high end betta breeders were at that one Tampa show or no, it wasn't Tampa, it was in Orlando that I had spoke at for the IBC. Oh, are we figuring that out tonight?
Maybe in just a second.
Maybe.
Hold on. But let me bring this back up. Let me get this. Killer Kitty said, "My wild shrimp I got this weekend from you guys are so happy in their new home. Great to see you too. It was great meeting you as well."
You met Killer Kitty? Did I miss that?
I'm going to be honest. I can't remember.
Did you introduce yourself? And I forgot.
I'm pretty sure she did. I'm pretty sure she said, "Killer." There's so much that happened these weekend that I would be like, "Oh, I'm so excited," and nothing.
I didn't sell any wilds. So all the wilds on the table, I didn't sell any wilds.
I don't even know what I sold this week.
I didn't sell any wilds.
Because I felt like I sold nothing and then the whole table was gone.
No, I didn't sell no wilds. But
yes, you did. You had to.
If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Goodness gracious. I was in the Aquarium Co-op green tie-dye shirt. Okay. Yes, okay. I remember now. Yes.
But did you say your name and introduce
yourself? Yes, she did. I swear she said it to us both.
My problem is I cannot hear at all. So if it wasn't clear, I don't know. But I think I would have heard Killer Kitty and I would have been like, "Oh, you got a keychain, right?"
Okay, so what menu? Because all I see on the Fish Fam link page is news, live, videos, find, and calendar. So I'm gonna try it. Oh, look at that. So it did work with a search, and it says not logged in or not authorized. So, well, let's see it. Sign in with Google here.
Try it out. Maybe you got something to give away.
There we go. There we go.
Oh,
we got it. Oh, nice. Okay.
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work to it, though. It's not as easy, Oh, not print. No, right. That's not what we're giving away. It's too late?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, man. Great giveaway.
Oh, here it is. What is going on? Yeah, okay. Can we cancel it now, though? What is going on?
Is it working?
We're struggling.
All right. Hashtag print. If it works, we're not giving away a print, though. We're giving away some moss.
Oh, okay.
We are having a moss sale. It's on Facebook. If you want the list for the moss, you can reach out to me at thegardenofeater@gmail.com. It's everything from boost moss to mixed moss. They are 2-ounce cups. They are buy two, get one free. Prices are $5 to $25 for the boost moss. And there's like 10 different varieties of moss. And like 7 of them are snail free. So you didn't get a keychain. Oh my goodness.
No, so I did. You cannot read.
I can't read
it all. I did get a keychain. So yeah. So anyone that comes to the shows, until we run out, we do have keychains that we give to people that watch us. So it was really nice to see how many people and how many keychains. Actually, I should count how many keychains I gave out. That'd be interesting to see and find out.
I wonder if Sabu figured out we put one of them on his keychain.
That'd be so funny.
Mark had his keys and he's like all mad that Sabu didn't have anything else on his key to make sure it didn't get lost. And he was like, "Well, here's a keychain for it." But yeah, hashtag print. Whatever moss does not get sold by the end of tomorrow, I will ship out. If it all sells, I will put together a nice little package of like 5 different types. types of moss. Now I'm getting the hiccups.
You might not have been at the booth when I met Killer.
I met on a rant
with another customer.
I never sold any wilds. So if I sold the Killer Kitty, did I sell the wilds or did Shelby sell the wilds? That's the answer we need to know. That's the one I gotta know.
Trust me, my family, I am really bad. I cannot remember anything. It's very bad, very, very bad. Point in case the first thing in the stream is me and Grant arguing back and forth about what shrimp we got from where. And I'm dead set that I got them from Uriel. And
you were dead set you got them from Clemente.
That's what happened. And I knew that I got them from Uriel because I've said it like 600 times on the stream. I guarantee we could go back to it. And I argued that I got them from Clemente. And you're right. I don't even think... Are you sure the orange-eyed red devils?
I can tell you where every single shrimp in the house
I did say Uriel the first time I was right.
From, and possibly where those people got the shrimp originally. This is the only thing I know.
You won't contribute. It's all my fault, though. I know it. I know my memory is awful. I was like, Grant will be like, "Did you remember to do that?" I'm like, "No."
I do know that there was somebody, though, with an Aquarium Co-op t-shirt that I was like, oh, so you know what you're doing with your plants then, or something like that. So, but I thought it was a guy. I don't think Killer Kitty's a guy. Maybe you are. Were you the one with the cat t-shirt? No, you're the one with the Aquarium Co-op t-shirt. I'm out of it. I've gotten like 5 hours of sleep since I talked to you, Killer Kitty, if I was the one.
Nathan says, I'm currently picking snails out of a 40 breeder. I don't think it'll ever be snail-free. Ramps and pests. Thinking of a puffer or assassin snail or two, as I don't want those going crazy once they've eaten up. It takes time. She's like, no, I'm not a guy. The disrespect, Grant. Don't worry, I'll throw him away. The big blue trash cans are big enough. They really did make those way too big. Those new trash cans. But getting rid of snails is literally really hard unless you want to kill everything in the tank besides plants.
If the snails have started to reproduce and there's eggs in the tank, the eggs are almost impossible to kill without, like what Shelby said, killing plants or wiping out all of the bacteria in the tank. So you're best to like bleach the whole tank and start all over with a brand new cycle if you have to get rid of your snails.
It was me, but there were multiple people there. I know I get like really flustered, and I'm like, probably should have spent an extra second. I'm terrible. I'm so sorry.
It almost says like you get really flat chested is what you were about to say. When that many people get to the booth. It's your defense mechanism to send the people away in case they were attracted by it.
Realistically, pea puffers, 100%. I can never feed a pea puffer enough snails, and they will hunt down everything. And I'm pretty sure they eat the snail eggs. I wouldn't doubt it.
But at least you got Killer Kitty the keychain. That was the most important part. The magic words at the show were, I watched your video, and I was like, oh, here's a keychain.
Yeah, I had to have said it or brought it and said thank you or something. I hope I wasn't terrible. I'm so sorry if I was. I'm all over the place when we're at these shows sometimes, and I want to make sure you know that we appreciate you, and I'm sorry if I'm a terrible person.
There was a lot of people at the show. Kiki, who we have known since the very beginning. Killer Kitty has been on the channel since like we very first started doing live streams. But Kiki has been there before we were doing live streams and clearly had no interest in talking to me at all. Just talked to Shelby and never came back. So, yeah. But there's a lot of people that I missed out on. But clearly everybody just wanted to meet Shelby.
Yeah, you were busy with customers.
I wasn't even gone from the booth that long.
Harley made it in here. I'm glad you landed back in Portland safe and sound. Hopefully your trip wasn't terrible. I know that layover sounded god awful. So hopefully that was smooth. It was a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for your help and support too.
What's the count on the shrimp right now, Harley? I gotta know because I guess I jinxed me and Harley. Everyone else I talked to so far, they didn't have that much issues bringing home any shrimp. But I told Harley there's like a 50-50 chance shot that most of these shrimp don't make it home. And sure enough, he's got one pink one in each bag. So those need to be removed before they
Oh,
the.
I'm so sorry. What did I just do?
I don't know. What is this, Matt? What have you? This was a
says
trap. That's what this was. This is trap music.
I can't. It's so funny.
Is
I
this,
can't turn it off.
was that non-copyright? Did you just get us demonetized?
Yeah,
Was
it's
Shelby supposed to whip out her
that's the
saran wrap?
music, I think. But it says 0 entries.
Hashtag print did not work. We have 0 entries.
Oh, there
wait.
it goes. Oh, you have to refresh the page. I'm sorry, we're just not the brightest.
Don't worry, we got it. So Harley sets up those really cool little micro tanks that we scape at the show. So
ended up going to the strip and winning 120. Oh, did you have a layover in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Nice score. He says 6 of 8 are good.
That's not bad. Not too shabby then. So he'll be throwing those into those little micro tanks. So it'll be real interesting seeing him with some Caradinas.
Killer Kitty said I'm amazing. No worries. Well, hopefully next time I meet you too, I'm better. There is going to be AGA next year in North Carolina, so that's
we'll be
really
back
interesting
at the show
too.
next year for sure too.
Oh yeah, if they have it. Hopefully they line it up with that Taste of Charlotte and that food festival again, because that was great. I mean, at these other shows, sometimes we can't find food, and I am not a nice person without food. I mean, who is? But
and I purposely did not eat lunch on either one of the days so I could eat a lot of dinner. So it was good.
They are not sold out. We just booked ours today too, but it's a good price for them. So I would get it done today. Because the good thing about booking the rooms is you don't actually have to pay for it until you go, and then you have to do the down payment when you're there. But it was great.
What did Harley say?
That's what I'm trying to. You guys really made this show special. Some of these freshwater guys get down.
Yes.
We're not all terrible, right?
A lot of people were asking, hey, where do you get those little freshwater tanks from? And it was so easy to just go right around the corner, and he was the first booth right there. I could even pull back my curtain if the person was looking at our plants in the booth and be like, yeah, the other tank is right there if you want to buy that one too. So it was really convenient having him right around the corner at the show. I would love to get our booths coordinated for like Aquashella or something like that. But like we're on the opposite side of the Salty show for Aquashella. We're right next to the shrimp contest and not near the center aisle. So I think for you to do justice at Aquashella, your tanks are nice enough to be center row and on the salty side. And then I like to have my little bit of fresh add-on in there to get a little bit of light in the darkness.
Yeah, the Indian smacked. It was wonderful.
Yeah, that food was way better than I thought it was. It was just as good as it smelled for 2 days.
I'm just pulling this up to show you. Don't forget to do #print for the free moss giveaway. That was my bad. And for the Fish Fam link wheel, look at these beautiful colors. It is really cool. I guess that's what was making that music earlier. It's supposed to spin with that music. So hopefully it is good for YouTube, which I'm assuming someone did their work. So they are on point usually. This looks really cool though, guys. So thank you for helping me and putting it in there because I could not find a menu at all on your website. Shark fin enter again. You mistyped it. What was
you're
you
gonna
saying?
do your favorite saran wrap over the music, right?
You're funny.
I'm funny. I think this thing takes a long time to do, so we should just start this giveaway.
Yeah. All right.
Hashtag prank.
Do you think so?
Last chance.
Last chance.
I don't know. I don't watch
think
many giveaways on this wheel before, but I think I watched one, and it like deleted one person at a time.
Does it?
I think so. It's
All
gonna
right,
be a
let's
lot of
refresh
music,
the page.
Your freestyle better
Let's
be
make
on
sure.
point here.
Stop. All right, refresh the page. Did it refresh it?
I don't know.
I don't think it did. All right.
I think we're
Can you
good.
tell me how many entries? 37. And a couple more people
here.
coming in.
Vibes, welcome back.
It.
Hoping you're having a good birthday.
38
entries. Vibes is there. There you go. You can do it either way. Eliminate one or all and done.
Yeah.
So, do we have it set for which one?
We'll find out.
Let's go.
All right. Let's go.
Did you show screen at the same time?
Yeah.
All right. Chris, Aqua Zone. How's it going? Congratulations. You have won a little moss package. Are you here, Chris? We did mention it last time that you
There was a beat. Oh, that's what it is. I can't hear it. I turned the volume off. So I was like, why isn't it working? Oh, man.
Hopefully there's a beat and we didn't hear it, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Congratulations, Chris. See, that Matt fixed it. My problem with the other one is StreamYard giveaway is just quiet. Like, there's nothing. So, Chris, are you still here? Yep, I'm here.
And I just want to say thank you, Chris. You well deserved. If anybody on the channel, I just saw like right before I started getting ready, you went through and liked a bunch of our posts on Facebook. So thanks so much for the support. I've been missing you at the last few shows, man. So, you know, I really thought you were going to be in Dallas. I thought you were at the last Dallas show, but I think you said you're going to be at the Keystone Clash this year. So
don't forget to email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com. Give us your address so we can send that out to you too. So I'll try to get both of those out tomorrow. But I think it is time for us to get some sleep so we don't sound ridiculous anymore.
It's
and
3
stumbling
more minutes, Shelby.
over our words.
3 more minutes to entertain the people.
And we will be at the Clash.
Yeah, all right. So also Dee Dee's in the channel. Will Dee Dee be able to make it to the Clash this year?
You can put it in the shipment. That worked out.
No way. All right. I have not looked at a single order since we have left for. I haven't even looked at a single order since Wednesday when we started packing because there was no way we were going to be able to get anything out. I know that outside there's plenty of shrimp and I've glanced over what has been ordered, but not.
Dee Dee's going too.
But you said you were going last year, so I'm going to need you to start quarantining yourself now. I'm talking absolutely no connection with the outside world whatsoever.
No one can get COVID and no one can call out, honestly.
Yes. So.
Not allowed. That's top priority.
I was very upset when you were not able to
all live in a bubble till then now.
So I am really looking forward to 2 more minutes. Oh, I thought you were ready to click off of it.
No. Killer Kitty gave us a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker.
So there is one thing. If you are using your code for the discount as a membership, you will also be getting one of the keychains that we got ordered. Those keychains we're embarrassed to say it, but those were supposed to be for the 1-year memberships. Mm-hmm. They do not do it justice. They were supposed to be 2 inches big. No, the whole keychain is 2 inches big. So they got us.
That's my bad.
I'm sorry.
I just don't read
but it's all right to hand out to somebody that says, hey, we show your love and support, and we give them out at shows. I would also throw them into any of the orders. We only have 70 of them all together to give away. We did hand out like 20 of them or so at least at the show. So they are a little limited, but we are going to come up with something
I designed that
different.
Logo and everything.
Oh, this is.
I will be getting some cool stickers for it.
What about an exclusive limited edition Sam Scale shrimp picture of one of Shelby's shrimp for members only that have been a year old?
Oh.
And that's the only way to get that print.
That'd be cool. And June coming in here, only Oscars with the $10 super chat says, "Live long and Oscar." I love it. I can't wait to have my Oscars one day again. There's some really neat Oscars coming out with them. Patterning is just looking insane. Thank you so much, June. Appreciate that.
And now we can say we made it through an entire stream. We didn't quit. We are not quitters, okay? We will make it through. We'll push through. And now we're even going above and beyond, right?
Nathan says, "I'm assuming the member code is good until I use it, or would I need a new code? It's a month or so old."
Actually, it is good, and you may use it more than once. We will be doing a once a year change on the codes. So if your code didn't work or something like that, eventually you missed the announcement and we changed the code. So that will also be done once we figure out.
That will be probably changing at the end of this month.
Okay.
So right after my birthday.
So like every 6 months or something like that to give people.
No, it's a full year that we've had live stream memberships.
All right.
So it would be perfect to end it
and
at the end of this month.
But all new members or all current members will be getting the new code. So, but you may use it as much as you would like.
Bizzle says, y'all rest well. Nice meeting y'all at the expo. Y'all rock and see you at the Clash. Our plants are doing really well, I got. It was nice meeting you too. Thanks for supporting me during the aquascape contest too.
I'm so jealous that you're able to like drive 5 minutes, hop on a train, and get to the expo. That ridiculous. I was beyond jealous about that.
Sweet dreams all, and have a terrific Tuesday.
Thank you two guys. Have a good night. Thank you everyone for your support, and we'll see you next week with an update on what happened in Pennsylvania, but I'll have another topic set aside as well. So.
Thank you so much, guys.
Take care, everyone.